Now. Okay. Happy Wednesday. Happy September. I am so excited for this call because I know what it's like to be in a test group, and I feel like we are lucky just to have somebody in our team that was in the test group to be able to, I should have turned on more lights, to be able to share like all the good stuff that's going on that other teams maybe won't have somebody to explain all the good stuff that they got to experience while they're in the test group. So the way I was thinking of doing this call is, hold on, I'm just going to mute anybody that's not speaking, just so that we don't have, so we don't have any confusion. So the way I was thinking of running this call is, so first of all, Janice is our person, I should say. Janice is the person that made it in the test group. If you guys don't know, how you get in a test group these days is you have to become a success starter. So the way to become a success starter is when you hit Success Club 3 out of the 6 of your first months as when you sign up as a coach. So if you signed up as a discount coach like 5 years ago and you started selling now, even if you hit 3 in a row, that doesn't allow you to earn that one particular piece of what a success starter is. Success starter is also something new. So like this is a whole new thing. You used to get into a test group, it used to be like you just like literally like won the lottery. Like I swear, no one knew how corporate chose you, but all of a sudden you would get like an email and a message from your corporate person being like, check your email, like it's happening. Like it was like literally like you won the lottery. And now that you and your new coaches have the opportunity to earn their own spot, even if you don't have the opportunity, you have to make sure that you stress it to your coaches. Like as soon as coaches, like you guys know, if you work with me, you know, I stress it a lot. Like as soon as a new coach signs up with me, if they want to actually make this a business and they talk about like, I want to make this business, I'm like, okay, well, your first goal is your first 3 months, you have to hit Success Club because you're going to earn your way into a test group. And Janice is going to talk about like why that, like the difference it made in her own business and just everything. I'm going to give her time to do that in 2 minutes. So it really changes your business. I know you guys have heard it from me a million times, but it changes your business, changes your outlook on the company, it changes your connection with the company, it changes your connection with the trainers. You get such great results. You have so much to share. It's just really an amazing opportunity that you have to make sure that you share with your new coaches. So as soon as they tell me they want to build a business, we get on a call and I tell them this is the first goal of yours. You have to hit Success Club your first 3 months so that you get this opportunity. You do not want to miss it. So I'm so excited that we have Janice to talk to us. She is one of these people that I literally, how long ago did I tell you, Shreya?
Probably I feel like I've been using body since 2013, but you had asked me to coach for at least 8 years and I kept saying, no, I can't do this. Literally. I can't post on social media. I can't shoot videos. I was too embarrassed.
Like literally 8 years. Like when I signed up, I don't know how we connected. I went to school. Well, I like grew up with her husband. That's how I'm connected with her. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if we connected through, I have no clue how, like somehow, social media connections. And I was like, you should be coaching. You should be coaching for years. And now it's so funny that she's the first coach in my entire team of thousands outside of myself that has been in a test group. So it's like really amazing. So anyway, if you guys see her name all the time on the Success Club boards, since she did decide to go into this business, she's been, all in. She's hit Success Club. She's creating a team. She's super close to Diamond. And since she's done this group, it's a whole nother level. So the way I was thinking of doing it is just giving her a couple minutes to explain just her experience in the test group and like why, it's important to earn that spot if you can. And if you can't, like I said, to make sure you stress it for your coaches to earn it and her experience with it. And then open it up to questions for you guys about like the program and just like specific things that we don't know yet, being that we don't have it in our hands yet. So just dates, FYI, obviously the sample's already out. If you haven't tried it, you definitely should. And you should stress to people to try it because people are going to think like, I'm not a runner, I don't want to do it. Or I am a runner, I don't want to do it. That was my thought. Like when this came out, when we were at Summit or wherever we were, I was like, that's amazing, but not for me. Like I'm like, I run long distances. Like I don't need to end at a 5K. And I'm telling you guys, I'm so happy I did it. And I'm like stressing for everyone to do it that I ever talked to, runners, non-runners alike.
100%.
So definitely, like, there's always ways to make it challenging. For me, I did the sample. I was soaking wet. I'm doing it again tomorrow. I just go faster, and that's
And
it.
trust me, the sample is like not even the program. Like it's such a small piece. You're going to be obsessed with the runs and the workouts.
I really am so excited about this. And I feel like it's going to be a game changer for our business. So make sure you have, even, especially if you're doubting it yourself and you're like, oh, this is not for me or whatever, definitely do the sample. If you have a team, if you have downline or a challenge group, you know, offer a prize, everybody that does it, you know, share your thoughts or post about it. And then I'll pick a winner, like something to get people to do it. Talk about it on your stories, talk about it on your social media. You can give the link to people to try and then keep their name on a list for when it launches. The coach launch is October 5th, which is coming, which I'm so happy about. And then I think maybe 2 weeks later, I'll get, is the launch for clients. Yeah. All right. Now
You ready?
I'm going to give it to you. Yes.
Okay. So Success Club, some of you can still make it. And I know some of you, obviously a lot of you have coaches under you. I cannot stress. It's like being in a group with 800 Melissas. Like everybody's just so energetic and friendly and like supporting one another. And it changed me because like every week there's homework and like, my first homework, I can remember shooting the video on the track, talking to like the group. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never done this before. So as a coach, it took me out of my comfort like zone. And like, I started shooting videos. I started going live with them. And so that was incredible. And just the pictures and the feedback, being in Success Club, like we talked her into doing round 2. Like we begged her. We were like, we don't want to wait till October 4th. Please, please, please. She talked to corporate and she's going through round 2 with us. She was just live with us today. So she also is like, I feel like her workout is my workout. Like this is our baby together.
Right.
All right. So let me give you a little background about myself. I ran middle school and high school track, but I hated running. So I only ran track because there was no other sport. So I'm, was a soccer, basketball player, and I just wanted to be with coaches and a team. So I was pretty good at track, but I quit my junior year just because I absolutely hated running. I used to we were supposed to run like 3 miles and I'd run to the pizzeria and sit there and wait for the team to come back and then jump back on with them and run back to school just to hang out after school with my friends. Like I was a total like fake track person, but I did well. So anyway, when I get the Success Club call, like, guess what? You're in the running group. I'm like, no, like not this one. Like I so wanted to be in Autumn's 9-week break thing. I was like, come on, no. So as someone who was dreading this, like was not looking forward to running, to say that like I'm doing round 2, my times are better. I'm going further than I did within the same times. I just found like a new love of running. And it's because she's not saying to you, like you go out that day and she's like, it's called like descending intervals or progressive buildups. And she's not saying, hey, today you're going to run 3 miles. Cause that we would all dread. Or a person like me at least would, or a person like you, who's a distance runner, might be like, that's not enough.
Right.
She's going to give you like these time frames and it's going to go from like RPE 1, which I'll explain in a little bit, to RPE 5, back to 3, up to 8 where you can't breathe, back to 3. And it's like so all over the place. And the next thing you know, you look at your watch and you just ran 2.5 miles and you're like, oh my God, that wasn't boring. I'm sweating. And like, you want more. It's almost addictive. Like I just told, I have like my little Facebook group and I just told them that we had weights yesterday and rainy day cardio, which I'll tell you about. Mm-hmm. And then today was an off day and I cannot wait to get to the track tomorrow. Like I'm looking forward to 4:30 to run, which was not me day 1. Right. So that's a little background on me. She does have 3 calendars. So she has an advanced calendar for those runners, people like you who run. She has the regular calendar, which I did the first time and I'm doing the second time. But she also has a time crunch, which was really good for all the teachers going back to school because some of them were nervous round 2. They were like, it's crazy. Like September is nuts. Like for me, even like, so if I needed to piece a day out, I could go to time crunch that day and just swap it, but I haven't had to yet. The only thing I've done differently with round 1 and 2 is Round 1 I did during the summer. So I did my weights first, and then I would go outside for my run. I've swapped it because now I get home from school. The kids want to go to the track with me and play and run. So we go to the track first, and then I do the weights at night, like when I get back. Like I usually after I like tuck them in and all that stuff.
I like your shirt.
Oh, yes. So this is part of this is like the morale. Like this is what happens when you're in a test group with like 800 people who become obsessed with a program. Yeah. You know, you all order tank tops.
Okay, wait. When we were in shift shop, and shift shop, when I was in shift shop, people got tattoos.
So people are getting tattoos.
Yes,
they are. They're all getting.
That is what happens. Yes, that's what happened to the group. I was like,
I'm not there yet. I love the program. I think my husband will tell me if I get a breakaway tattoo.
Yes.
But
yes.
We all ordered these like really cute tank tops. We all like friended each other, and like it's so crazy because you're all coaches. You would think you're being competitive with one another, but you're helping each other. Like they go on my page now and they're pushing me and like supporting me, and then you know they're sending me tips and messages, and you know there's a couple of ones that were on shift shop with Melissa, and like it's just like a family almost. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't want that group to end. They actually set up another group quickly, and they were like, let's just make another group so we could be the reunion group, and like you know no one, you know, corporate won't be on it, but like a lot of the people are creating their reunion page. So,
and then when you go to the summit, you're going to meet them all in person.
Yes, like, that's what they all keep saying.
Like, and she's going to be like, let's all meet and you guys can get a VIP seat for this and that. Like, it really is like, you guys, the same thing with like the Josh Coates stuff and like how my, you know, like the energy and like the vibes of people that you're surrounding yourself with, and like when you're in these test groups, it's so like it just elevates you so much. Like you all hear it so often. We all hear this. I mean, I think everyone's been hearing this like forever. Like you are, you know, the sum of the 5 people or the average of the 5 people you're around most, and you know that kind of all different ways to say that kind of thing. And when you're around these kind of people where everyone's lifting you up and everybody's excited for you and everyone's cheering for you, and like you just have to do better. It's just like what happens. Like,
and then all day long people are posting their like run times and like pictures of them doing the weights, and it's like if you haven't done it yet, you just can't wait to go do it. You're like, oh, that looks sick. Like, and some of the moves are new. I was coming off of muscle burn fat, which honestly I did 10 rounds because that's why I started coaching in the first place. I just had to do that program. Then COVID happened, so I really started coaching.
Right.
Did MBF. I feel like I got to like the weight and body that like that's it. Like it couldn't get any better. So I was almost even nervous doing 30-day breakaway. I was like, I'm going to be that girl that like nothing happens.
Right.
And stuff happened. I mean, I lost 5.5 pounds. People saw me like at work and they're like, you started running. They're like, you're doing something different. They're like, they could tell. They were like, you have a runner's body all of a sudden. Right. I mean, I lost 11 inches. Like, I just didn't think that was possible after muscle burns fat. So there's definitely a difference in mixing up the workout algorithms and like, you know, not that I'm not pumped to go back to muscle burn fat advanced later, but I couldn't turn down round 2.
Right. Oh, and the advanced one is so much harder.
I heard. So my girls are doing it and they're like, wait.
It is so hard. And
so I have to tell you, Dallas has a little trick, like week 2. What she does is like week 1, you know, you do a couple of runs. She does a couple of weights. It's a combo. You definitely have a day off. You have a half day off rollout as well. So the next week, all of a sudden on the calendar, you're going to see, you know, lower body and then rainy day workout. And you're like, I remember the first time I saw it, I was actually pumped. I was like, oh, it's going to be like muscle burns fat. This is going to be awesome. Because I kind of missed it a little.
Okay.
I never wanted to do it again. And that day she went on and she was like, and now you all like to run. And we were like, oh my gosh. Like, it was like, we were mind blown. We were like, we don't want it to rain. So I actually, week 3 and 4, if it was like doable, like drizzling, I went running in the rain over rainy day cardio.
Right.
Just because I really wanted to get outside and I really enjoyed the way I felt after the run.
Right. Does anybody have questions so far? If you do, you can just type them in the chat. Her leg workout's killer. Can you swap segments of the workout, like lift in the morning and then run later? Like, is that?
Yes. So with round 1, I did all my runs first. And then I did, you know, I'm sorry, let me start over. Round 1, I did my weights in-house first. And then she prepared you for the run. And then I go out. Now I'm doing the run first and the weights, and she said it's totally fine. There's she has something called a runner's cool down and a runner's warm up. If you're breaking them up, which is totally fine, she recommends that you do that ahead of time so that you don't just jump into an interval run, because it does,
So
Good.
how long are the workouts if there's like a time? And also, okay, this is my question. Let me ask my question real quick, and then we'll read the ones that are in the thing.
Okay.
How long are they, and how often or how many times a week are you outside running, or are you
Okay.
running?
So she ups it. So the first week I actually like wrote all this out, and I can send you guys the email, the PDF of like everything that I typed up as far as like, you know, the info. But week 1, you're outside running 3 times, and you have 4 like weight days. Like it's a combo day. And then the next week she ups it to now you have 5, where is it? Sorry. 5 runs. And then, you know, it just keeps building and building. And same with the weights. Does that make sense?
Right. So
you do have a day off every week though.
You have 1 day off every week.
And you have a rest rollout day as well. So it's technically 2 days off. The rollout day is not a day. It's like an active rest day, I guess you would call it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And so are they all like 40 minutes-ish?
So that's the thing with being in a test group. It's like we saw the raw footage. I actually just peeked at the sample because I wanted to see if it was like cleaned up a little bit more. So some days the weights were like 30 minutes. Some days the weights were 35. I mean, I think it was very much, she was asking us, did we think Meta Spice should be with this one and Meta Burn with this one? Like she's really piecing it together around like with us the first round. The runs are usually 22 to 23 minutes. Nothing was longer than that.
Happen together like 30 and then the 22 like combined?
Yes. So hence why some teachers were like nervous. They were like, we're not going to be able to do this when we're back to school. Right. So she has this time crunch calendar where, you know, she spreads out the important workouts. So you still, no matter what calendar you do, you end in that 5K. Right. It's just the only difference is going to be your time. You know, obviously the runners that do the advanced calendar are going to have a better time than maybe the runners that do the time crunch. Right. But it's not about the time. It's about the goal. Right. You know, it's about I never would have thought I'd run a 5K ever. Right.
And you did.
I did. And I'm like, now I want to sign up for like a real one. Like I already signed up for another virtual one. That's like Beachbody's looking into doing a big virtual run for like, I think homeless and poor people or something like that. Like they're looking to like fundraise with this because we all did that on our own.
Right. So that's great. That's what happens with running. Like I guarantee you're going to wind up doing like a half marathon or
no.
Yes, you will. Well, everybody says that, but just wait.
5K is it for me? No, and then you get this little cute thing when you send in your pictures. You get your little medal. You know how like you do the before and after?
Yeah.
They'll mail you this when you complete the program.
I love that. That's
great. Yeah.
It's like a real runner, like a real race. What is the nutrition plan like? Does she go into pre and post run like what you should eat? Like is it anything different than the normal nutrition plan or?
No, everybody followed a lot of people did the 2B mindset. I did the portion control, which she was, she's fine with either one. Right. I think the biggest thing I learned early on was that I'm a coffee person and then I would have my shake at 10 and then like have my lunch. And I went for a run before the shake. And I can remember like I kind of was walking at the ends of it and I was like, whoa, I'm dizzy. I was like, and like we talked about it on Facebook with her, like a bunch of us kind of experienced similar things. And she was like, you have to have your shake first, like 100%, like have something inside you besides just the Energize, like eat something or take your, have your Shakeology. She's big on recover after the runs as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially for new runners. Oh my God. You won't be able to like walk if you don't, you'll be so sore.
But you have to see people like I chose the track just because I have 4 kids and, my 2 boys play lacrosse. My one guy is actually doing the program with me round 2. So, cause it's interval training is amazing for lacrosse players. Cause it's like sprint, jog, run, constant. Right. So he's doing the program with me. Yeah. And my twins are like climbing the goalpost and like, like running around. So that just worked out for me. But some people are doing it on the beach. Some people are doing it on the streets, in the woods. So you can really take this program anywhere. That's the other thing. So she has these audio clips. But again, we weren't on Beachbody yet. So we were on Dropbox. And that was getting glitchy at times. That won't happen once it's on Beachbody. But so for us, she gave us the PDFs of all the runs. And I used an app called Seconds. I wanted to just program all the runs ahead of time, because if she suddenly glitched, I didn't want to be mid-run and all of a sudden be like, oh my God, like, you know. So I don't think it will be a problem once it's on Beachbody. However, that might be something I recommend to people, just because like even Beachbody once in a while will lag. You'll see people complain like, what's going on? Like, you know, something happened. Yep. So just if you're out there, if you have your app set up ready to go with the runs, it's not her voice, but you might even prefer your music.
Right. Wait, so you can listen to your music and her?
No, you have to pick one or the other. So it's definitely in the beginning to recommend.
Yeah. Sorry. If you listen to your music, you wouldn't know like what to do.
No, you do, because she tells you on the PDFs, she'll say like, this is RPE 4. And so like, you'll know.
Whatever amount of time.
Yep. She'll say, you know, I could show you guys all the PDF runs as well.
Yeah.
But she'll say like, at 4, and you're running at a green, and like I color coded her colors in my phone. So like I know red means I'm going at a 9 and I can't breathe.
Right.
And then I know blue means it's a slow jog. So it's like, I'll look at the colors. For me, I ran with her in the beginning and then it glitched out a little bit because like I said, we were on Dropbox. And then I also just wanted my music.
Yes.
So,
I need my music. I can't do runs without my music. Definitely.
So that was like halfway through, I was like, you know what? She's not even going to be with us on the 5. She doesn't do the 5K because obviously everybody's doing different paces. She wouldn't know who to talk to. I just didn't want to like hear her talk anymore, like week 3. So I was like, I'm just going to go with my music and check in with her. But she is very encouraging though. She'll be like, you can do it. You can, you know, week 1, I would definitely try her audio just to get an idea of the right speeds as well.
So then what you're saying is you could like take a picture with you on the, like on your, like PDF picture, whatever. And it'll say like for 2 minutes, go at a 4 level, and for 4 minutes, go at a 7 level, like that. And so you can just listen to your music and know that you're setting a timer or whatever, like to go at the right, to follow the directions of her.
Yeah. I have all 10 of her runs that like, honestly, I don't mind sharing it. But pretty much what you do is you set your app and the music will switch. Like, so you don't, it'll beep, beep. It's just like it's on her sample. It's like beep, beep, beep. And then the music switches and it'll turn red and you know what to run. And then you'll hear beep.
Does that? Like for not that you use with the music? Oh, I need to do that. That's great.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm going to definitely ask you for help with that when the time comes. That's so good. Someone asked, can you use an Apple Watch or only your phone to access it?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, it's going to be on Beachbody now. So can Beachbody go on your Apple Watch? I don't know.
I think so. I
tracked my runs on the Nike and then I actually just ran with my phone in my hands.
Yeah.
Some people ran on the treadmill. She has videos of her runs as well. So that actually worked. Sometimes I did Dropbox with audio. Sometimes I actually put our video on and ran with her video.
Yeah.
And that worked like a little smoother in the beginning. Or you could do, you know, the Seconds app, whatever you want.
Right.
But
Amy, you could just put your phone, like I run always with my phone, even though I have Apple Watch, I just always do. And I just get like the belt and I put it in the belt and then I have my here phones and then it's like non-negotiable. I also just hold it. My phone
that's what I do.
It's like the loopy case. So you could just hold it.
Your like wire never gets like caught from your headphones?
A wire when you have headphones.
What do you mean? Oh, because you have the pod.
I use pods. Just get.
Okay, so I'm like, I feel like every time I did it, I would run and my wire would get like stuck in my arm and.
No, you got to get wireless for sure.
You can also just like listen to your phone. Some days I did the pods and then honestly, sometimes I just felt like listening to my phone and I didn't really care if people on the track heard it. And so I was running with it because actually when my son started doing it, he needed to hear it too.
Right.
So I started just running with the volume on.
Right.
And that worked fine. I did buy a fanny pack, a water fanny pack, but it didn't work out. I think I didn't really give it enough of a chance, but it was like the bottle was like smacking against me and I was like, I use
the one that's great, but no water. You don't need water like at that.
I need water.
This amount of time. Like for me, I don't need water at that amount of running. Like
you're gonna need water because you're running at a 9. It's like a sprint. Like you're dying. You come up breathing like.
Well, I'm doing it on the treadmill for this if I'm
Okay.
now, just because it's so early in the morning and I'm in the city and I'm not leaving my house at like 4:30 in the morning alone because I may not come home ever.
No,
So I'm not going to do that.
No.
But anyway, what my belt that I like, but it's not water. So if you're okay with holding your water bottle, like you can just get like a little one to hold if you think that's easier. Because if you drop it, at least it's not your phone. It's called the Fit Belt. It's just literally like a spandex belt. And
Okay.
great to like slip your phone, your money, your keys, chapstick, but it's not a water bottle belt. There's no water bottles.
I actually
love
heard
it.
that.
I've been
Yeah.
using it for years and years and years, and I love it.
I'm going to look into it. Like I said, I didn't even give it a chance. I wore it one run and it was flapping so much that I threw it off in the middle of the run. And now I just started leaving water bottles around the track. And my kids are like,
if you're on a track, you could definitely do that. They say no headphones for safety. I didn't stop for water during my half. I hate stopping. She didn't stop for water for her half marathon. So, and she's fast as hell. So she won't need water. She said, are the packs coming with a belt?
I had read that. I saw that somewhere, but I actually
that I did post an image of something somewhere that might have said
we didn't get that from her. We just got resistance bands from her. But I think I did
also if that other thing comes like the rolling out thing.
No, I don't think so.
No, it doesn't. But the belt,
they're like on Amazon for $10. I don't think they even sell it on Beachbody.
The belt does come. There's a belt. So just so you guys know, I did post this in Team Inspire. You guys can check it out. It's the 30-day breakaway, like coach and customer option thing with the prices. So for the coaches, like the digital access and accessory bundle comes with, which is what most of us would probably get. VIP early access, the get started guide, workout calendar, Beachbody resistance loops, and 30-day breakaway running belt. The belt does not look like it has a water thing though, just so you know.
Okay.
And the completion pack is the same as all of these that we've had lately, which is like all of the same stuff, including the stuff I just mentioned. And then also the meal plan access, shaker cup, and then either shakes or Energize and Recover. So if you are someone that does not use Energize and Recover yet, I would definitely recommend to do that, the completion pack, when you order your access to the program, because you'll get Energize, Recover, and the program, which is the same price as just the program, and you'll get all the other stuff. There's another shaker cup, the belt, the loops.
Yeah.
And if you don't happen to have access to the meal plans, you'll get those too. And that's what I'll probably be selling to most of my people, is that package there. And then brand new people would, and wait, I'm assuming let me just look one more time to make sure. Brand new people that don't already have access it'll be $160 for the regular like challenge pack.
Yep. And guys, it's like so cool because I feel like when I finished 10 rounds, I was like, I loved it. It was 6 weeks, but I was like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do that again. I was like ready to go to the next program. But with this one, I finished the 30 days and it's like to have the count, to restart it and like have the two calendars side by side and to see how I'm going so much further in the same workout and how I've upped my weights. And like, again, I'm coming off muscle burns fat. Like, I didn't think this was possible to get stronger. Yeah. So I've upped to 20s now. I was like, the first time I was 15s. So it's just like, and then everybody's seeing that, like in the success group, everyone just can't believe the distance. Like, we're all so pumped to see our second 5K. Like, we're all gonna, obviously everyone's attempting to beat their time.
Right.
And but then there's all different levels. There's people who had to walk and their goal is to be able to jog the whole 5K.
Right.
And then there's the people who are real, racers, and they're looking to beat their times.
Right. That's what, like, I think that's what we all have to keep in mind when we're sharing this program, is that it's literally for everybody. Like, it's people that need to just walk it. It's okay. It's still a goal. Their goal will be to get that distance in, period. Doesn't matter how long it takes. And then for people that race, they'll want to end it with a PR. And from what I've heard and understand and seen in my life, there are no programs like this to train for 5Ks. Usually it's like a couch to 5K, and there's no programs that are strengthening you in the right way, where you're not, like, what people usually do when they're training for races is just run a lot, and then they get injuries, and then they wind up not strengthening the right places, and you get hurt. It's just what happens when you overtrain. And I always, whenever I talk to runners, I tell them, like, that's not the goal. Like running every single day is not the goal. Running longer, harder, faster is not the goal. Like the goal is to make sure that you're training properly, avoiding injuries, getting stronger, getting faster, if that's your goal, you know, like, and the way to do that is by making sure that you're doing your core and your legs and you're doing weight strengthening and stretching and all those things that like, so this, from what I understand, obviously I haven't done it yet, is like the most comprehensive running training that there's ever been like put together yet. So
it's amazing. No, it really is. And like she does teach you how to stretch. Like, you know, what the first thing I do to go to the track, I mean, I feel like I look like a little like, you know, track star now. I'm sitting there doing all my stretches in front of everybody. And I'm like, I used to be embarrassed and now I'm like a regular there. But I just keep stressing to your I would not have done this program. Like this would have come out next month and Melissa would have been like, hey, are you doing it? And I would have been like, hell's no. There's 80 other programs I want to do before this one.
Right.
And this is like, I love it. Like I'm telling you, people are going to love it. And the 30 days fly. Yeah. Like all of a sudden it's 5K day. And like, you're like, and there's a day off before the 5K. And so many people wanted to do it that day because they were just excited. And she was like, no, she's like, if you do it today, it doesn't count. And we were like, okay. So like, there's a whole reason for her madness. Like she's a real professional runner. She knows what she's doing. And
you need a rest day. And so, yeah. So remember all of these things. If you guys have any questions, this is your last call. So get your questions in now in the chat. But what was I going to say? Yes. So make sure that you guys, running is such like a, people love it or hate it. Like, I mean, you guys probably saw, I posted like, are you guys like to my follow, like I did a post. I was just like, hey, I'm curious. Like, are you guys runners? And like, you see, it's like half the people are like, yes, I love it. I run marathons. And the other half are like, I would never run more than like 3 feet. I hate running. It's the worst ever. And I started out as a person that hated running and would never run ever. You know, it's now been so long ago, but like, that's who I was too. And then if you let yourself try, you will surprise yourself. Believe me. So
I feel like just stress to people the intervals, because that's what like sold me. Like to be able to say you're going to walk for 2 minutes and then jog for 30 seconds and then walk again. And the first round I did walk because I wasn't a runner. You know, when those blues came up, I was like, whoop, walk. And like I'd walk with my son and we were like, good. And now obviously round 2, she's like upped us. She's like, no more walking. I want to see if you guys can jog it. Even if you are a walker, jog. And like everybody's kind of pushing this way. Right. Anybody can do anything for 30 seconds. The longest interval is 90 seconds.
Right.
So it's like, you know, and that's the thing. You'll learn the first week what your level 8 is. And that's important. Cause like I came out way too fast in the beginning and I can remember shooting a video telling her like, whoops, I thought 8 was my, you know, my 4 was my 8. And she was like, you know, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll learn. Right. And those will probably change too. Like if you're keeping track of pace, your 8 will like, you know, maybe your 8 will start out at like a 9-minute mile. And then, you know, by the end, your 8 maybe will be like a 8-minute mile. Like, you know, as it gets, so much of running is like learning the breathing and how to breathe properly, like through the harder runs and like, you'll learn that like just
that's where her audio comes into play. So people who aren't runners should listen to the audio, especially in the beginning, because she'll tell you how to catch your breath during those like slower intervals.
Right.
She'll remind you. She'll be like, breathe in your nose, out your mouth, like, you know, like it's coming up soon, start picking up the pace. So she's like in your ear coaching you.
Right. And that's great too. Like when the difference between having that for someone that's not a runner to just go out and be like, go run the boardwalk or like wherever you live, go out and run. And you're like, this is the worst thing ever. I hate it so much. When you have someone that's telling you like, do this at this moment, slow down now, stop, go, run, slow, fast, quick. You know, it makes it go so much quicker and it makes you like have something to focus on other than the hell that you feel that it is like while you're going through it. And you guys are going to, I'm very excited for everybody to have this program. And I just know like that sense of accomplishment when you do that 5K is going to be like nothing any other program has been able to give people that are not runners. Like
it was
a whole different level.
It was such, and that was the longest distance out of the 30 days I had ever done. I had never got into it, you know, in those times. The furthest I ever got was 2.5.
Right.
but it was such a crazy feeling. And there is a thing called runner's high. Like all of a sudden you're on like it's like your eighth or ninth lap. And like, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even like feel myself running right now.
Right.
Like, I'm like, it's weird. It's like, and everybody had it. We were all like, you're just running. Like, you don't even like, it's not like thinking.
Yeah. Yes. So any last minute questions, anybody? Type them if anything. I'm trying to think if I have any other questions about the program that I can say real quick before you go. I'm so excited for this. You guys, I know so many of you guys have completed so many different programs and gotten the t-shirts or whatever it is, but this is seriously going to be such a different thing that you're working towards this like final goal, you know?
So cool.
It's going to be really
It was faster than 21 Day Fix. It like flew. All of a sudden, I don't know if it's because there's breaks or what, but all of a sudden I was like, what happened? Like, we're already here.
You're like shit.
None of us wanted it to end. We were like, no.
And that's every test group. That's every test group. I promise you guys, if you get in a test group, every person's like, we're doing another round. We're doing another round. Like Shift Shop, we did like 6 rounds. I'm not even
Did
joking.
you?
And Chris stayed with us. Like Chris stayed with us. It's great when you get a new trainer because they like really, really, really want to like help
she messages me on Instagram. It's incredible. Like I feel like we're friends. Like that's why I'm like, I'm getting out there. I'm promoting your workout because it's so good.
And it's also like you just feel good about like you love it and you want other people to have something they love. Like instead of dreading their workout and hating life, it's good to be able to give someone something that like they're gonna, love, especially when they start out thinking they're gonna hate it. So I think that's it. Nobody has any more questions. I guess that's it. If you could share whatever you want to share or are allowed to share, you can share in Team Inspire. You could just post in Team Inspire if you want.
Okay.
Or you can send it to me and whatever. Thank you so much for being on our call and chatting with us. And I think you got everybody excited. I'm more excited now. Like I literally want to do the sample every day until it comes out. I'm not joking.
No.
Like, just keep redoing the sample.
You know what? And I have to tell you, I don't know. She did not make that 30-day breakaway get ready calendar thingy. There are 3 demo runs that I'll send to you again and that you can post. That's all you need. The week before you start 30-day breakaway, just do those 3 demo runs and don't kill yourself. Like to run a 5K before doing our program is like a little scary. Like unless you're a runner. So all we did was the 3 runs before and we were fine.
Right. Good. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I did record this, so I will post it in Team Inspire. You guys can share it with your teams. You could share it even with your challenge groups, like just so that people can have a point of view from somebody that was in that did it already. So I'll post that like tonight or tomorrow. I'll try and post it tonight. And yay. Thank you again so much for being here.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.